Hi, my name's Simeon. This is my wife Johanna. We are missionaries with Church Resource Ministries, CRM. We want to just take a few minutes to share with you about our recent experience with Mark and Pam Taft at the Bethesda House earlier this summer.
Our family was on a cross-country road trip serving missionaries that volunteer with our organization. We were equipping and serving them. And we set up the time with the Tafts because we knew that as we were serving families all over the country that it was going to be tiring and stressful on our marriage and that we would just need a time of rest and a little bit of a break during our time of missions. So we stayed with the Tafts for a few days just with the hopes of getting some rest and experiencing a beautiful place. Not only did we get the rest that we needed, but we got practical tools for our marriage, and we were even able to encounter Jesus while we stayed with them.
Yeah, from the very beginning when we arrived, just the environment that Mark and Pam have been able to create in their home is an incredibly welcoming environment, and it feels incredibly safe as well. And so from the very first moments, we began to feel rest. After 6 weeks of traveling the country, like my wife said, on this missions trip, feeling the exhaustion of that and ready for some rest, we quickly entered into that. And Mark and Pam were great because they really drew us out. They asked amazing questions. We got into some really deep conversation really quickly, and it was amazing. They provided some incredibly practical tools that really helped us in our marriage to debrief the experience that we were in the midst of, in the very thick of, but also to set us up for success down the road as well. And we really believe that the work that we did with them helped sustain the rest of our missions travels and really has set us up for success in our marriage going forward for years to come.
One of the practical tools that Mark and Pam gave us is a tool to use during conflict. What we did for each other at the instruction of Mark and Pam was that we modeled for one another a physical model, what it might look like when we're in conflict and how we're really feeling inside, so that our spouse can understand our emotions and our feelings and just better take care of us and understand one another during that. So while we were in the process of modeling for each other what it looks like when we're hurting or frustrated or upset, I was able to identify that part of my issue with conflict is that it's connected with some painful memories from my past and my childhood and the way conflict was dealt with in my home. And so while I was modeling for Simeon what I might feel like on the inside, one of those deep memories was coming up. And without really knowing what was going on inside, Mark asked Simeon how he might respond to me during that painful experience. And Simeon came over and he put his arms around me and he was just comforting me. And in that same moment, I experienced Jesus walking into the room and putting his arms around me and loving me and comforting me. And Mark and Pam, who were very sensitive to what was going on and just wanting to give us space, they left the room and they allowed us to have that moment. And I really believe that in that moment, Christ showed up and did some deep inner healing in me of some childhood memories and just some things that were painful about conflict. And I believe that it has set us up for future success when it comes to conflict and just relating to one another. We both left the experience feeling a new sense of compassion and understanding for the other person, and just really understanding that when we're in conflict and when we're in those painful moments with each other, that your spouse isn't your enemy, and it's important to advocate for them and love them and care for them even during times like that. So we're really thankful for that experience. It was very practical and just really encouraging to us that the Lord used that time with Mark and Pam to really speak to us as a young couple, 4 years married, and to really bring healing into our lives.
Yeah, and so from our experience at the Bethesda House, we've already begun recommending other couples. So we had one couple from our team that just a couple of weeks ago was able to spend some time with them to also work through some marital conflict and to seek healing in certain areas. And so regardless of what your connection is to Mark and Pam, we believe that an investment in either spending time there yourself, if you're a church leader or missionary that's in a difficult place in your marriage, feeling tired, looking for some practical tools, Mark and Pam are a great resource. Or if you're a friend or family member who already is supporting them financially or considering it, from our experience and from the others that we know, that we've recommended, that have been there, testimonies we've heard, we fully stand by the ministry that Mark and Pam are carrying out through their home as deeply powerful and valuable. And so we just want to say thank you, Mark and Pam. We love you guys, and we're grateful to call you guys friends.